Welcome to the Mama Bear Den. Remember your headphones. Hello there, sweet thing. How have you been? I hope it's not too boring hanging around with your stick-in-the-mud friend, is it? I feel bad that I haven't been around lately to keep things interesting. Actually, that's what I'm calling about. The reason you haven't heard much from me lately is because I've been working on a little project. Well, why don't you come and find out? I've been working on it just for you, after all. I'll text you the time and place, and you can pop over for a nice big surprise. Oh, you're no fun. Oh, well, I expected that you wouldn't be comfortable coming alone. I suppose if you were that trusting, it wouldn't be any fun kidnapping you. But don't worry, I don't have any kidnappings planned for you today. If you must, you can bring along Crescent Dork. I'm only teasing, dear. She and I are friends again. Well, maybe frenemies is closer. Either way, we can poke fun at each other and still be on good terms. As I was saying, you can bring her along for protection. You won't be in any sort of peril, but if it will put you mind at ease, then it's fine with me. Don't be late now.
I don't like this, not one bit. There are plenty of seedy areas in this town, but this is like the seediest of seedy. It feels like we're walking into a trap. What? And you seriously believed her? She and I might have made up, but she's still a villain. You can't trust anything she says. This has to be a setup for something. Well, I'll admit I am a bit curious about this project she mentioned. On the off chance that this isn't a trap, I would like to see what she's been working on. Besides, I can protect you even if it is a trap. I wonder if... Wait, do you hear that? It sounds like there's a fight going on. Come on, we better check it out. Stay close to me, though. I can't protect you if I don't know where you are. Alright, I think it's coming from inside this building. Let's just take a peek.
Alright, Bioblaster. I'll confess, you've put up a decent fight. Certainly more than I would have expected from a frail scientist.
I don't get it. You should be suffering from at least 6 fatal diseases right now. How are you still alive?
You know, I'm actually more curious whether any of your diseases would even work on me. I've never actually been sick myself. I'm half demon, so my biology is somewhat removed from the average person, and my body runs so hot. I'm not even sure there's any microbe that could actually survive inside of me. But I decided to take the safe route anyway. This totem grants me the protection from all diseases. I'm a good friend of the demon Araroth, Lord of Pestilence. I'm afraid you don't stand a chance against me. Oh, it seems we have an audience. My apologies, you two. I thought I would be finished much earlier. Please, give me a moment. I'll be right there.
Don't you dare look down on me, Inferna. I won't be looked down upon. Even without my diseases, I'm still more then powerful enough to send you to meet your demon friends down and...
All that bluster, and she goes down with a simple right hook. It's really so unsatisfying. I think I prefer roasting my enemies to death, but I suppose I'll just have to get used to it.
What was that all about? You were fighting another villain? What is this, some kind of turf war? Also, what are you wearing?
Oh, don't you like it? I'll admit, it's a bit garish for my taste, but I was under the impression that this was the sort of style that was expected. So I gave it a go. What about you, dear? What do you think? Oh, before you answer, let's go outside. You both should touch this totem here as well. You'll be given temporary protection against illnesses. I believe all the deadly diseases Bioblaster released have been neutralized, but it pays to be cautious.
That is concerning, and I am no closer to understanding why you are wearing that outfit. But back to the more important questions. Why were you in a fight with Bioblaster? Does this have to do with that project you were talking about?
Oh, indeed it does. You see, I've decided that I've been going about things all wrong. I've been trying to bring my dear little kidnappee over to my side of the moral compass for some time now. I've met with some success, but there just seems to be a hurdle I can't quite clear, not without doing something that would make them hate me anyway. That's why I decided that it would be better to meet halfway. After all, it's hardly fair of me to demand change without changing a little bit myself, is it? And so, I've decided to make my debut in the crime-fighting business. Bioblaster here has been concocting some perfectly nasty little schemes, so I put a stop to them before they could reach fruition. As it turns out, my connections to the underworld, both the literal and figurative ones, are very useful in gathering information on this sort of thing.
You're kidding me. You? A superhero? Don't get me wrong. I'm thrilled that you want to come over to the side of good, but it seems like such a big leap for you.
A superhero? Oh, no. And just as you said, that's way far too much of a stretch for me. This is more of a halfway point. A compromise, I suppose.
Halfway? How can you fight crime halfway?
Well, it's very simple. I defeat the villains, but I don't simply turn them over to the police. Instead, I lay claim to them and all of their ill-gotten gains. The city may not get their stolen items back, but hey, they have one less villain to worry about, and I get a perfectly powerful new minion and all sorts of goodies. I'd say it's a win-win, wouldn't you?
That is not okay. You're supposed to fight villains for the sake of justice. You know, to help people, not to get rich. This is not heroic, not even close.
Of course it's not heroic, my naive little friend. It's better. Let me run you through why. For starters, this city's prison system is a joke. It's not equipped to handle supervillains, and they don't bother fixing it because the heroes are always there to put escapees back. But I am going to keep villains off the street permanently. I've elected not to kill them, since I thought that might upset my dearest darling's delicate sensibilities. But they're clearly not going to be out running amok. For example, This one here is going to be put to work making exclusive medicines that I'll sell to the highest bidder.
And that's even worse. I didn't think it was possible to get any worse, but we managed. If you're going to be making medicines, you should make them publicly available.
Nonsense. Without me, the medicines wouldn't exist in the first place. Nobody actually loses anything if I decide to earn a profit off of it. And that brings me to my other point. Why shouldn't I be allowed to make money for literally risking my life? I mean, if you want to stick your neck out for free, then please, be my guest. But is it really wrong that I want some compensation? And besides, this method actually lets me fight more crime. You have to support yourself with a day job, but since I can make a living this way, I can do it full time. You just watch. This city's crime rate is going to plummet now that I'm on the job.
Even before you became a villain, you were always like this. You only think about the results, not about how people feel.
That's only because results are all that matter. People can feel whatever feelings they like about it, but the results will always remain the same.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. Really, I do. But I still have to stop you, you know. In the end, profiteering off crime fighting, it's just plain wrong. And all of this is definitely illegal.
Oh, I'm certain of that. I understand that you have your own obligations to fulfill. And honestly, I think that I would grow to miss our battles if you were to stop. There's something that's just so thrilling about pitting my wits and powers against yours. I'm confident that I can manage to turn a profit even if you succeed against me every now and again.
Man, it is still weird to me sometimes that I'm best friends with the supervillain. Honestly, you would think it's some kind of rule book. Don't become friends with your villains. But honestly, I sort of agree with you. Nobody knows how to counter my powers quite like you. I've really grown a lot thanks to our fights. And, hey, listen. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm being harsh about this new direction you're going, Alex. It's better than what you've been doing, that's for sure. And I know you are doing what feels right. Your heart is definitely in the right place.
Thank you. It means a lot that you are willing to consider my point of view. At least a little bit. But the opinion I'm really curious to hear about is that of my dearest darling. What do you think? I did all of this for you, you know.
Oh, please. You know that they can't approve of this any more than I can. We're both on the side of good here. And good people can't stand by something like this.
Tut tut, Callie. That bad habit of yours is cropping up again. You need to remember not to speak for others. You know better than that. You need to let them be their own person.
I'm sorry. You're right. I promised I'd stop doing that. But, I mean, I'm right, aren't I? Tell her.
Okay. Yes, I suppose that's fair. I can't deny that part of the reason behind this operation is how much money I can make off of it. But what can I say? I like living in comfort. Yes, that's fair as well. I think I sense a but coming, though. but...
What? Don't encourage her. I know she thinks she's doing the right thing, but this isn't what the good guys do.
Oh, very well put, my dear. You hear that, Callie? They think that I am a good person. The world ends up better for my actions, not worse.
Okay, fine. Whatever. I see your point, but still, I have to put a stop to this. It's just what heroes do. Come to think of it, I'm sort of surprised that you didn't expect that, Alex. You usually think of these things so thoroughly. But I didn't see any of your minions anywhere. You're not planning on fighting me alone, are you?
Of course not. In fact, I didn't plan on fighting you at all. Why should I, when I already have everything I came for?
And what exactly does that supposed to mean? Is that what I think it is?
Oh, do you mean a truck containing Bioblaster and all of her stolen goods? That's right. My minions were clearing out the whole building while we were talking. Really, you should expect this sort of thing from me by now.
Both of you, stay right here. Hey, stop that truck. Get back here.
Good luck catching up on foot. Ta-ta. Well, now that Crescent Cutie is off chasing the decoy truck, I'm going to take you along home with me. I can show you all the things I have set up for this new business of mine. You know better by now than to try and run, don't you? Lovely. Come along, dear. We're going to have, so much fun today.